Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Bernard Williams, and for today, I will be presenting you a reverse engineering of a report that I found on Makeover Mondays. The name of the report is Ranking the States by Fiscal Condition. It was actually one of the data sets from April 8, 2019. When I click on that link, what it takes me to is to a website. The website provides me with the data that I will need to create my Tableau report, and it also shows me exactly what the report provides to the audience. As you can see, it's a map of the United States. It has a couple of key elements that I want to recreate. One, there's a drop down for all states that you can select, a legend at the bottom that categorizes the states by their ranking and making sure that it's color coded on the map as well between top 5 to bottom 5. And then lastly, on the map itself, you are able to see the ranking of the state and also select that state. And what it does, it takes you to the website where you'll be able to see a summary of that specific state when it comes to their fiscal condition. So in order to do so, I loaded the data set into Tableau. And as you can see, I made my mouse a little bit bigger just to make sure that everyone can see what I am doing. And with that, I verified that the data was loaded in correctly, making sure that this was put in as a geographic role since that's the most important thing I will be using. And from there, I started to create my sheet. The first thing that I did was double click on the states in order to load the longitude and latitude. And then from there, I also needed to make sure that now that the map is loaded, I needed to do a few things. One of the things I wanted to do was to remove things like the different countries. So what I did is to go into map layer and remove all of the checkboxes there to make sure that I can take out all of the layers as well. And then after doing so, what it did, it got me my map to continue to look just like this. Next, the thing that I did was I made sure that I went ahead and inserted the overall ranking for each state. And I also want to make sure that I can create the legend that's here. So to do that, I needed to create a group based on all the rankings. So what I did was I went ahead and took the overall ranking, which gave me the ranking for each. And then I went ahead and created groups. And then, of course, the top 5 would be the states that was ranked 1 through 5. And then I went ahead and add that group and named it top 5. And I continued to do that all the way on until I got all of the states loaded in between top 5 all the way to bottom 5. Now, after doing so, the other things that's needed is for me to load the states into filter. So I'll have a drop down of the states. And lastly, for me to add in the link so that way you will be able to go to the state specific website. I did some other modifications to make sure that, of course, that this is sorted just like the website, and also that the colors match as close as possible to what I see on the website. After that, I loaded it into my dashboard. When I did so, a couple things that I noticed is that, of course, my filter just shows all the checkboxes, and also my legend is here. So I changed them to floating. I adjusted the filter to make sure that it's a single value drop down as well. And then after doing so, I just moved everything around to where exactly I needed it to be, and what my end product was this. Lastly, what I needed to do was add the action, which is go to URL, to make sure that it's going to go to the state-specific website. And when I did so, what that went ahead and did was it went ahead to make sure that when you select the state, for example, Texas, it takes you to that website specifically for Texas. And that actually loads in and takes you back there. That is all that I have. One other enhancement that I did put on as well is to make sure that when you select the different categories at the bottom, it actually highlights just those states that had those rankings as well. Thank you so much.